All right, we're live.
Oh, we're live? Okay, cool.
We are live with 3Cone. We've got the Knicks draft lotto tonight. We've got 3Cone. But before we get this all started, I don't know. I told him to get a drink. He said he was debating it. I'm taking my first drink. So first drink of the night goes out to the New York Knicks. And best of luck. We have a 2% chance at the number 1 overall pick. We need it bad. What are your odds tonight, 3Cone?
So odds, we've got, I think it's 12.5% chance to get number 1 overall from the 4th pick, and then 1.5 from 12 with the Clippers pick. So we'll see.
Okay. 12.5 sounds pretty nice right now.
It sounds pretty good. But then again, we had that last year and got the 6th pick, so I don't feel any better about it. So we'll see.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, if you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram live, we're live on YouTube, Snapback Sports, or on 3Cone's channel. So come through that way. You'll be able to hear him. Otherwise, you'll just be staring at me. I think because we've got 15 minutes before the broadcast gets started, there's only one way to bring in this stream. And this is how I like to bring it in. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. How many times have you played on the Tankathon site since the season ended?
I'm gonna refuse to answer that question because it's an embarrassing time.
Okay. All right. So we can see it here now. So OKC 4th odds. How close were you guys? Missed it by a game. You tried to lose out.
Yeah, we
did. What were you rooting for as a fan?
It's so hard, man, because like I want to win, but when you get to the end of the the series or the season where it's like those games where we had one game in particular against the Magic that we won that was really upsetting. But yeah, the Pistons thankfully beat us at the end there. It was once it reaches a certain point, like we benched everyone. I was like, let's please, like, we need to lose the rest of these games.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look at Indiana and Sacramento though. They went hard for that tanking at the end.
Portland went really hard. Once Dame went down, Portland went crazy.
Yeah, they felt like they were tanking for a long, long time. All right,
yeah.
So this is what we're gonna do. Because I'm first on the remote, I'm gonna take another drink, and then we're gonna see how many times it takes me to get the Knicks the first overall pick. Today, when I did it, when I first woke up, 62 times.
62. Ooh, that's not good energy.
Not good energy. And we've got 50 to 1 odds. So don't love that. But let's take our good luck sip. And let's start simming. First roll, Portland. You know who I got a ton? I was getting the Lakers to New Orleans at first a lot.
Man, that would be crazy for New Orleans. That would be. I got the 2nd overall pick. Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. But that's not what's going to bring us home the money tonight. We want the first overall pick. You know what this site needs? Tankathon.com. If you're watching this, there we go. We pull the 2nd overall pick again. Tankathon.com. You should have a counter for how many times you hit the damn thing. There's OKC. And was that the first one that was OKC at number 1?
Yeah, there were a couple of number 2s, but we only got number 1 once so far. So
back to back.
Back to back. That's a good sign.
See, there's that Houston one. So we're quickly into double digits right here. Knicks back at 2. Do we know if there's something that Detroit has to get 1 if the Knicks get 2? Like we've pulled that twice.
Yeah, that keeps happening.
So there's OKC at 1 again. And this is what I'm talking about. It's the bad vibe of like
the vibes aren't getting any better.
When you go through it, it's scary because it's like, oh, this is what 50 to 1. There's OKC again looks like, right? And so when I clicked it 62 times this morning, I'm like, okay, those were technically bad odds, but those are the true odds. I'm taking this more as like, I'm not pulling it here, so they got to pull the ping pong ball.
Yeah. So you're due is what I'm seeing.
I'm a pace guy when it fits. So like if I take on underdog, Jimmy Butler 6 assists and he's got 3 at half, I'm like, all right, we're feeling good about this. But if he's not, then we're due. And let me tell you, I don't know who's keeping track. We're in the top 3 right there, but this is not pretty for
it's not great, man.
Oh my. All right. So while I keep clicking this until we get the number 1 pick, how many talk to the people about what you did with your wardrobe change. Maybe they can help you out in the comments.
Okay. So I was trying to decide because Jack and I hopped on for like 15 minutes first to kind of just go over some things real quick, talk for a bit. And I was wearing the jersey, right? Because I was like, it feels right. But then I switched to a shirt and then I went back and I looked at my video and I was wearing a Thunder shirt last time. So I switched back to the jersey. So we're going to see if this brings good luck. But if it's not, the jersey is going to get retired for any future lotteries. Because at this point, the way it went last year, chance at 2 top 5 picks, getting only number 6. I kept saying all for the few weeks leading up to it, I was like, oh, picks 1 and 5, 1 and 5, and it ended up being 1 plus 5. So I think I put that energy out there. I think that was my fault a little bit there.
And which jersey were you in?
I was wearing a Shea shirt last time, a black Shea shirt. This is a blue Shea jersey.
And what
Giddy jersey too?
What t-shirt did you put on for the month?
It was like a White City Shea shirt. So we're gonna have to see. Maybe it's just the Shea energy that doesn't work out for me. Maybe I should have put on the Dort jersey. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna
I don't know. I don't know if anyone in the comments is watching this right now. I still have not pulled the Knicks, which
I kind of zoned out a little bit there.
I mean, I'm jamming on this thing, and we cannot get the Knicks. OKC has come up a bunch, so I like your odds to at least land in the top 4. Man, if you're a Knicks fan,
that's all I need. If we stay at 4-12, I'm perfectly fine. I'm cool with it.
Okay, there we go. All right, so it took us about 100 times, and so if you see right here, top 4 odds for the Knicks. The Knicks are eligible. They're currently the 11th best odds. They're eligible to jump up to 10 or into the top 4. I don't believe they can end up 9 through 5. I have no clue how the draft lottery works, so don't quote me on that, but that is my belief. That was literally 100 clicks for the Knicks, so we're due.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best way to go about it, is that you're due. It's that's the way I always look at it. If it keeps happening, I'm like, oh, it's destiny. And if it's not happening, I think we're due. Keeping myself sane there a little bit like that. So
yeah. All right. So if you got the number 1 pick, who are you picking?
For me, I've been a guy who's been pushing for Chet. We need a big man. I think we need someone who can defend down low, and I think that he's that guy. I'm not going to be upset with any of Paolo, Jabari. I like Shaedon Sharpe a lot. I think the mystery there, to me, Shaedon Sharpe feels like a Thunder pick because he's very Sam Presti always picks the guy out of left field.
Yeah. Like Giddey this year. Right?
Yeah. Giddey this past year. Exactly. But I don't know, just him not playing at all in college. It feels like a pick that the Thunder would make. So we'll see. I've got a weird feeling that he ends up on the Thunder.
Okay. All right. Well, you like Chet. So if you got the 3rd pick or 4th, I think Chet's not out of the question. Is he going 1 in your opinion?
I think it depends really on the team. This is one where it feels like it could be any one of those top 3 guys. It could be Chet, it could be Paolo, it could be Jabari. Maybe in a crazy scenario, if Shaedon Sharpe has a crazy combine or something and he makes a leap somehow. Someone DM me some anonymous tip that they said,
whoa, we just got a $50 super chat. Holy crap. And my Snapback Kitchen's here. So continue that. I can still hear.
Yeah. So shout Caleb for the $50. But yeah, so we I feel like it could be any of those teams or any of those players. It also depends on the team. If a team with a decent center, like the Rockets, say they get the number 1 overall pick, do they go Chet despite having Şengün and having Christian Wood? Do they deal one of them, or do they go with a Jabari Smith who would fit really well at the 3 next to Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green? Do they go with Paolo, who could also fit pretty well in that front court? There's just a lot of different options because there's not really a set guy like there was Cade last year. It feels like it's really open.
Yeah. I was down at OTE and Jabari Smith was actually training there. I think the vibe they've created there is super cool. That, it's very casual. He's getting his draft workout essentially. And he missed 4 straight threes in the drill. And so you can learn so much about these guys just from that interaction. But it also makes you wonder, when they go and work out for those teams in the top 5, one workout can swing them from if you're the Kings, you end up with the 1st overall pick. and you're just like, he has the best workout of his life or the worst, it really swings it. So I always question the GMs, like, how much of the tape are you taking into account? How much of interviews? How much of just like their pre-draft workout? Because if you watch for the 5 minutes we watched, you'd be like, oh, this kid's not a number 1 overall pick. And I'm sure the next day, once he's mastered that drill, it feels like it. So I'm pumped for the Knicks. I would love the ideal scenario. We get in that top 4. We get Jaden Ivey. I think Jaden Ivey has a legit comp to John Morant. And God, do the Knicks need a superstar guard? I love Quickly. That's my guy. But like somewhat like Quick's a shooter, right? He's electric, but he's not dunking on people's faces. So I'm really excited that hopefully we get in the top 4. I did just get my Snapback Kitchen. I tried getting you some today. I can't wait to dive into that. And I did see, let's look into the chat real quick. What time? We got 5 more minutes before the show is live. I see some people say, talking some shit on me. I don't know whose chat it's necessarily coming from, with all due respect. But I do want to make people aware about this, because we have got, let me share my correct screen. We've got a giveaway going on. So if the Knicks prosper tonight, if the Knicks do happen to prosper, I'm giving away $1,000. I would do this for the Thunder, but the odds are not.
Yeah, the odds are a lot higher.
They're too high, essentially.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I did place the bet like an idiot. So the Knicks true odds are 50-1. I placed them at 37-1 because you know what? Someone let me gamble on it. And so make sure you get in on that giveaway. If it hits, there also is a gentleman's club across the street. If the Knicks take a 2% chance, turn it into 10 grand, 1 grand for the fam. I might be at Flash Dancers later tonight. I'm just throwing that out there, people.
Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do if we get the number 1 overall pick. I think I don't want to get it in my head, because last year I managed to convince myself. I managed to convince myself, and it did not go well last year. So we'll see. I don't know. Someone in the chat asked, what's the worst case scenario for OKC? The worst case scenario, I believe, is 8-12.
That would be brutal. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be rough. Brutal. That is the worst case scenario, is 8-12. So
would it be worse than Russell Westbrook, his profile picture, being your starting point guard next season?
For the Thunder, would it be worse than that?
Yeah. What would be worse? Okay.
Yeah, I'd take Russ as my starting point guard way over having Russ is my guy. Even if he's not great now, Russ. I
know you love him. I know you. I'm just saying.
I love Russ, man. But yeah, we need like 8-12 is cool and all. Like we could theoretically trade up, but the thought of like having those 2 picks that could potentially move up, and one just stays the same and the other one drops way down, that'd be killer. So.
That would be. Well, we're gonna know right off the bat where the Knicks and Thunder first pick lies. Knicks obviously don't have a pick. I guess I do need to chill. But yeah, for those asking, I'm drinking tequila, Los Dos. It's my good friend made this tequila brand. Pacers fan waiting here nervously. We are gonna win some money on Underdog today, although I messed up the special. If you don't know me, I'm Jack Settleman from Snapback Sports. That is 3Cone NBA content creator, Thunder super fan. Cone, give him, and make sure you subscribe to his channel on YouTube, 3Cone. He's got one of the best NBA Twitters as well. But give him the lowdown, because I think what people don't know about you is where you came from. They would assume you're born in OKC. How do you end up a Thunder fan? So give the people the backstory on that.
Yeah, so I am from Virginia on the East Coast. So I am not at all. I went to Oklahoma City for the first time this past year, or I guess earlier this year. Wow, in January, to go to my first Thunder game in OKC for the first time. And up until then, I had never been over there. I have no family from there or anything like that. It's just because when I started watching basketball was that Thunder era with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook on the team, and I just fell in love with the team, and really just Russell Westbrook was my favorite player, just starting from watching from day one.
Yeah, tell the Russ haters out there, like, it wasn't always like this, or was it?
Nah, it was not always like this, man. It was very different, and it was It was so funny. After like after the Russ trade, I made like a video like, oh my god, like this is Russ's chance. He's gonna get a ring. The Lakers are gonna go crazy, and it did did not go the way I thought it was gonna go.
I picked the Lakers to win it all this year, so you got to be honest. You know,
man, it did not go well. So maybe next season when I still think Russ is there. So yeah.
All right, without getting too specific, Evan Jennings wants to know what part of Virginia you're from. And no, he's not going to tell you his social security number either.
Yeah, maybe if we get the first pick, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll share
right.
I'll share my
social.
That's what I'll go with. Yeah, so I'm from, right now I go to UVA, so I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. It is officially 8 o'clock. I will show you guys just a little bit. Here's a little peek at the screen. So Conan and I both do have the stream, or the ESPN is up. Don't ruin it in the chat if somehow you're in Chicago or you've got some quicker, Wi-Fi than us or streaming service. But
I'm gonna have to hide the chat. I can't do it. It's gonna make me too anxious.
Yeah, click on the private chat if you ever want to hide the chat. But we've got, they're showing LeBron up there right now. They're showing some of the other players. They're showing the Knicks being sad right now, but they just showed the Pelicans. Is there a chance, Cone, that so you guys are 4 and 12, right? Can the 12 hop into the top 4 and you keep could you end up 1-2 tonight theoretically?
Theoretically, yes. We could end up with the top. If we end up with top 2, I will share my social security number on stream. I will.
That's a lot. I don't know. Look, I don't know how much he has to his name, but hey, you can be some Thunder fan in another alternate universe if you really want to.
Exactly. Oh
bro, man. All right. So we are discussing this also. I don't know how it's going to go tonight, not from a picks perspective, but from, are they going to say, here's picks 14 through 10 real quick? Or is Damian Lillard representing the Blazers? I see he's on the screen right now.
Yeah, he's representing the Blazers. I think I'm a few seconds behind you too, is what I'm realizing.
All right. I won't ruin it then. Then. Who's the Thunder's representative?
Nick Collison.
What's the vibe on that? I love Nick, but that's the guy. This is one of your most important lotteries of all time.
I'm with it. I'm with the Nick Collison pick. I think that because last year it was Nazir Muhammad, and he was not at all tied to the organization like Nick Collison is. Yeah. So I think they stepped up their game a little bit. I like the Nick Collison pick. I feel good about it. I'm getting good vibes from it.
All right. As long as you feel good about it. Bobby Carrillo says,
I look like Nick Collison. Yeah, maybe that's
do you get that comp a lot?
No, I get Luka a lot. I get
that's not a bad one to have right now.
Luka. I wish I could play basketball like him, man. That'd be cool. Oh, geez.
So 4 teams have a chance? No, 3 teams have a top 4 team. Oh, but you guys technically have the 14% chance. That's really
because of the Clippers pick.
Yeah, because 12.5% plus 1.5. Okay, interesting. Exactly. Tenders are great, fam. Thank you for asking. Snapbackkitchen.com. It is Tendies Tuesday for all y'all out there. Don't forget it. All right. No, the lottery, Ethan, has not happened just yet. It's just getting started. I gotta. I don't know if you can see, but Kendrick Perkins is up on that screen. You kind of said about Perkins earlier. I'm not the biggest Perkins fan. I have respect for what Kendrick Perkins has done off the court. He's become like a respected announcer somehow by some of y'all. But did you see, it wasn't the lottery, it was actually at the draft when Moses Moody got drafted last year.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
We just rewatched that recently. Do you mind if I play that? I mean, I think that is one of, if not the funniest freaking clips that, it's got to be underrated at this point because it's so fun. All right, I'm gonna pop this up.
They're talking about the Thunder on the broadcast right now.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is Kendrick Perkins' attempt at saying Moses Moody.
2 of the best to ever do it. When you look at
it's just like, it's unbelievable the struggle that he really went through there.
he really went for it. Something I can really appreciate is how he kept trying over and over
Kept
again.
trying. No
Yeah,
quit.
he's like I'm gonna get it, and he got it at the end, which was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kendrick Perkins, former Thunder legend, of course. But yeah, I don't know.
You say former Thunder legend. I mean, what do you mean by that?
Oh, basically, almost anyone who's played for the Thunder, I'll call them a Thunder legend. That's kind of a thing. So, like, basically anyone who's played for the Knicks, like Ron Baker, Knicks legend, for example,
Yes.
or like Cle Anthony Early, another Knicks legend.
Yep. All right, one of the more legendary, actually, Thunder players is Chris Paul. Obviously, went out sad. That's my favorite player. I know you love him. Like, what'd you think of? Well, first, what'd you think of that series, and how? Like, was it really him? Booker didn't show up either. No one showed up in Game 7.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the series and his play?
Man, that Game 7 was one of the most like shocking basketball things I've ever seen. I can't remember a time like a game like shocked me, just not necessarily by like who won, but just how like bad it was. Because I knew the Mavs had a shot. They've got Luka, of course. But like it was sad, and it makes me think now, because there was all that stuff afterwards too with like DeAndre Ayton, them being like, oh, like he didn't play a lot, and they said it was like an internal thing, and then he's a restricted free agent, and now I think Woj said on ESPN a couple of days ago, he's like, yeah, I could see teams like the Spurs. He said one other team, but then he also said the Thunder. He's like, I could see teams like that offering him a contract in the offseason. So we'll see.
What do you think? Do you think he's a max player?
It's tough. I think betting on his potential, he definitely could be. There's a chance where I'd be willing to take the shot on him. I think I like a lot of what he does. It definitely is kind of hard to tell because he's played with like Chris Paul and Devin Booker for the recent years of his career. So he hasn't gotten a lot of chances to really kind of show what he's made of. So I'd be really interested to see what he looks like in like a different scenario. But
yeah, I like Synth's comment here. He feels like a Blazer. It feels like Ayton's just going to take the job that pays him the most amount of money. And that's no disrespect. Like, hey, if someone was offering me a max extension, like I'll take the $100 million. I'll
take the money.
For 4 years because it's the first contract too. But I don't think he's a player you can max out necessarily. Not even because of Booker and Chris Paul. It's just like, he's not a dominant back to the basket, 3-point threat like Joel Embiid. He's not a playmaker like Jokic. Like, he's not in that upper echelon. And because of the cap raise, it feels like every like 4 years you fall into this weird period where the free agency class isn't strong. These random guys are up for contracts. Tobias Harris got maxed. Otto Porter got maxed. Like, those are the weird players that end up getting maxed just because it's great timing for them. And he was the number 1 pick, right? So I don't see him as a max player. Now, Chris Paul, how'd you feel about the trolling by Patrick Beverley? Because that pissed me off.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It feels like it's a lot. It feels like it's extra. I don't know, man. Like Chris Paul put up like 40 on Patrick Beverley in the closeout Game 6 last year.
Crazy.
I don't know. I guess it's fun rivalry stuff and everything like that. But of course, like it was weird. I was surprised how many shows he was on. Like he booked like 8 different shows that day. It was
PR person. I mean, shout out. Yeah.
It was impressive.
Likes it. I was more, which is a hilarious name right now. Unsure Heat fan. What are you unsure about? You're in the conference finals. Man up.
Yeah. I wish I was that level of unsure right now.
Yeah. I'm more on the Matt Barnes train, Dame Lillard train, Kevin Durant train of like, sure, at 37, Chris Paul is not the player. Maybe he is a traffic cone at this point in his career, but he's 9-time all-defensive player. And you're talking about him like you're a pivotal star player. You're a role player at this point. You won 2 playoff games this year. Like, let's pump the brakes. So I don't know. I didn't like that, but the internet, I said at that point, the internet just loves trolling. Like if you're on Pat Bev's side against CP3, you just love trolling. So the guys are taking the stage right now. All the representatives. We've got Worldwide Wes, William Wesley. Knicks brought him in last year. He's supposed to be like a culture guy. He's got all the relationships. Hopefully he's going to get us a big guy in free agency. But as we just discussed, there isn't really like a star in free agency per se this year.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird scenarios with like James Harden. Like, how much money do you give him? Bradley Beal, how much money do you give him? Yeah, it's not a great class to have like free agency money in.
I want to go back to Tankathon just to set the stage for everyone. Houston, Orlando, Detroit, those are the worst 3 teams in the league by record. They will share the 14% chance at the number 1 overall pick. Cones, OKC Thunder at 12.5. They've also got the Clippers pick, which they got, I assume, from Paul George trade, which totals them at 14%. So 4 teams with a 14% chance to get the first overall pick. Indiana here, Portland with Dame Lillard, Sacramento with Sabonis. New Orleans owns the Lakers pick. San Antonio, who actually was in the play-in game, has a better odds than Washington and New York, who did not participate in that. And then there we go with the Wizards, Knicks, OKC again, Charlotte, and Cleveland. It's pretty weird to see Cleveland down here, but overall, Cone, if any team were to jump to number 1, outside of being biased for your Thunder, which roster is most intriguing to where if they added Chet Holmgren or Paolo or Ivy, whoever is the number 1 pick, you'd be like, wow, they're serious.
I mean, I think like something we were talking about with the Pelicans, if they could jump up and they add one of those top guys, or even if they don't like if they want to, if there becomes a star available and the Pelicans have all that young talent, they've got future picks from both the Bucks and the Lakers from the Drew Holiday and Anthony Davis trades, and you've got like a number 1 overall pick, or even hell, if they just jump into the top 4, like there is so much potential for a trade if you want to add, if some kind of superstar becomes available in like a scenario like that. And even if they just add like a guy like a Chet, a Paolo, a Jabari to that roster, which we already saw against the Suns, even without Zion, they were really competitive. You add Zion to that, potentially a top pick, like that Pelicans squad is becoming really scary really fast.
Yeah, as you just said, like that Pelican squad was dangerous this year. Like they had the Suns in the rope. I know Booker got hurt for a couple games. Zion Williamson is on the roster. He didn't even play a game. Like I know Zion's weight. Like it is a question. It is a real life question mark. But he was averaging 27 a game. He was an all-star in year 2. Like hypothetically, they add back a healthy Zion. That's scary hours for the Pelicans.
Yeah, they've got a chance to be really scary next year. And if they somehow find a way to get some kind of luck in the lottery, like it's gonna get even crazier. You could also have a scenario like the Trailblazers are a team that really needs to jump if they want to make improvements, whether it's by trading the pick or adding a guy to their roster. They're a team that could really use this pick. Of course, I'm biased. I think the Thunder getting some picks would be real nice. But
yeah, so all right, let's say Thunder do land the 1-2 tonight, right? And also shout out, we've got some super chats in here. We got $25 from Caleb. Is there Snapback Kitchen in Brooklyn? It's coming very soon in the next week. We had the $50 from Caleb Daniels. Shout out him. Hope the Spurs get the number 1 pick. Respectfully, I hope they get 2 for you, Caleb. And then right here with Blaine, realistically, how does the top 3 go tonight? I'll leave this to you, Cone. You start.
I mean, if like realistically, if we go by the odds, it's going to be the top 3 teams, but it never goes that way. So I have no idea. I took like 2 math classes all of college. I'm a psychology major. I'm not a math guy. So I don't know.
So you're not a stats guy.
I'm not a stats guy.
Make your prediction right now. Where are the top
psychology,
3?
getting into the psychology of it. I'm going to say in no order, the top 3 teams end up being Orlando, OKC, and Houston. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. Orlando, OKC, and Houston. So who pops in there? Orlando, OKC. Okay, so you just have OKC jumping Detroit.
Yeah, I'm
going
to be a little biased there, yeah.
I'm going to go no surprises, like no big surprises. I don't see like a Knicks jump. I don't see the OKC jump all the way from 12, Charlotte, Cleveland, etc. But I'm going to say Indiana finds its way into the top 3. So
I can see it.
I'll go Houston, Detroit, and Indiana in the top 3. I don't know if Indiana gets all the way up to number 1, but they've got decent odds. Let's see, top 4 to get into 42% to get into the top 4. So I could see Indiana. I mean, we've got, this code in the chat, close to Cone. He's got the LeBron Devin Booker profile picture. Business-wise, look up which team is last in ticket sales, and boom, that's your number one pick. He thinks it's rigged. I don't know. Oh, okay.
It's
So they
going.
are. Sorry, I saw someone in the chat say, "Here we go, Jack." But they're just interviewing Damian Lillard, and I got excited. Here, let me widescreen this just so people can see. And you can see right here, that is a Knicks logo next to Damian Lillard. Guys, how does Dame look next to the Knicks logo? I'm just saying. What do you
Subtle
think?
foreshadowing there, man.
If the Thunder pull the 1-2, right? They have the dream lotto tonight. Your social security's on the web. You're absolutely broke.
Yeah,
People
we're going
are showing
crazy
up at your house. How long until you consider the Thunder contenders? So you've got Shea, you've got Lu Dort, you've got Poku. Anyone I'm forgetting from that list that you're excited about? Trey Mann,
Giddy,
yeah, obviously Giddy.
So
you draft Chet, and would you trade one of the picks? Like, what are you now looking for a veteran star? Like, potentially?
I don't know. I guess it depends how it looks. I would assume we would probably just take it. But knowing us, we're gonna get 8 and 12. Which to reverse jinx this thing, that's gonna be my official prediction, is that we get 8 and 12. But I mean, we could take like a Paolo. You add that, like maybe 2023 if we decide to make a big splash. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I don't know what's going on the screen. They've got Anderson Barrage out. Looks like they're going to go through all the hosts. I'll keep this widescreen just so people can see it. I don't know if we're going to get shut down. I doubt that. Maybe we get demonetized, but we're not in it for the money, people. We've got William Wesley here for the Knicks representation. You said Nick Collison, your clone, your doppelganger. Wes Unseld Jr. is here for the Wizards. How's the heart rate right now? How are we feeling?
I am because it hasn't started yet. I'm like I feel the nerves. I'm not super freaking out yet, but it's gonna come really. The second picks start going. I've already got rid of the chat because I don't know how far behind we are.
Okay, you're already no chat.
Yeah, I'm locked. I'm zoned in. I'm locked in.
I will not ruin it. They took Sabonis for the Kings. They took Dame Lillard for the Blazers. They've got a 9% chance. I will say, as much as I want Dame to be a Knick, I think it's stupid. I'll start with that. But I do respect he is refusing to run from the grind. This guy is more committed to Portland than I am to my girlfriend, who's literally in this apartment right now. So shout out to Damian Lillard. Nick Collison was just shown on the screen. They've got the top 3. But listen, you still have that 14% chance. People are sleeping on that.
Man, I'm getting real stressed. As soon as they showed Nick Collison, I got real stressed.
Yeah, exactly. That's when it becomes real.
Yeah, man. Because I've been thinking about this day for since the last lottery. This day has been on my mind. We'll see, man.
To answer your question, Ray Griff, no, Obi Toppin is obviously not a bust. All right, here we go. So what's the name of the guy who announced his pick? Is it Mark Jones? What's his name? Mark Tatum. Okay. So I don't know who this guy is right here, but we are definitely getting close. It's 8:18. Once again, if you are here with us, picks are about to come out. The first reveal for picks 14 through 4. Make sure you subscribe to 3 Cones YouTube channel. Subscribe to us, Snapback Sports, and follow us on those platforms. Here we go. He is on the screen. Jason Tatum's uncle, Mark Tatum. Not actually, I'm kidding. And here we go. The Cavs are at 4. You don't want me to ruin it, or do you want to watch it live?
I'll watch it live.
Okay. All right. You tell me. You read it off as you see it then.
Okay.
I'll know reaction.
All right. All right. OKC not showing up at 12, 13, or 14 would be huge. Okay. So 14, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers. No surprise. That was the way it was going to go probably. Okay. Oh, shoot, man. I'm nervous. 13, we've got the Hornets. So 12, fingers crossed it's not. I think they're going to show LAC, just the Clippers. Okay, so we got the 12th pick. Okay, that was expected. All right, so just 11, 10, and 9 are fine. It's not going to be OKC. Because Knicks, there you are at 11. Sorry, man. I'm sorry it didn't happen. The
Tankathon,
Tankathon, was telling the truth.
They knew. Yeah.
They knew.
Fat L for the Knicks, as expected.
All right, Wizards at 10. And now after 9 is where it gets scary because the lowest OKC could drop is 8.
Okay.
So,
All right.
So everything stayed the way it should be. Okay, so 8, no OKC. We need to see no OKC. That's all we need.
Yep. L in the chat for the Knicks, fellas. L in the chat.
Pelicans. All right. Stay above 8. Okay. 7, no OKC again. You stay above, no OKC. Portland, okay. Oh yeah, Sacramento jumped top 4. That's crazy. Okay. So that means someone had to 6, no OKC. Okay, no OKC. So top 5. We got top 5. We did better than last year. Not 5. Not 5, and that means we made top 4. No 5.
There we go. All right. So the Thunder are into the top 4. L's in the chat for the Knicks. Unfortunately, we do not jump a spot. But I've got Tequila. Cone's got a chance at the top 4. I'm feeling good. So what our prediction, I had Indiana jumping. You had OKC jumping into the top 3.
Yeah.
Sacramento, I believe, was the one who actually jumped into the top
Sacramento
5.
jumped.
Top 4.
So my top 3 was OKC, Houston, and Orlando in some order, top 3. So if the Kings get 4, I got it.
You're
I'm
still alive.
Yeah. Ooh, bro.
I was really that it is the most exhilarating moment in sports.
Bro,
they're pulling that thing, and it's like it's the one time in life you're rooting not for it to be your logo. You're looking for anyone else. You don't give a damn.
Anybody else? Anyone other than OKC?
Anyone.
Okay.
So, all right. There we go. Thunder in. I'm happy for you. Sad for myself, but I got Tequila and Snapback Kitchen. So we're all living all right. And this is the best part. They go to commercial break. So we've got the Kings. We got the Thunder. So who dropped out again?
The Pistons. They dropped out. Pistons dropped at 5.
I said they would drop out, but I had Indiana going in. So Houston, Orlando, Oklahoma City, and Sacramento. But you at this moment, would you consider this a dub?
This is easy. Like I said, if we just got 4 and 12, I'm cool with it. Like I am obviously you want number 1, you want top 3, but at this point 4, last year after falling, I'm cool with this. If we just get 4, fingers crossed for number 1 still. Man, it would really be great to get into that top 3 though, to get like one of like Chet, Jabari, Paolo, like Shaden, if you really love him, or like an Ivy.
And even from, Presti's, he's a magic man with the trades. You get number 1, you trade back, you get more picks.
Yeah, there's always that possibility.
Like he can deal. So
yeah,
in a year, I don't know if someone would trade up to 1, but
yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely possible. If someone's like Chet's the guy, he's KD 2.0, we're putting it out on the table. Maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I also wouldn't be surprised if there's someone that Sam Presti really likes and we get like a 2 or a 3 if we offer up because we've got in this draft we have this pick and then we also have 12 and then 30 in the first round. So
you have 30 also.
Yeah,
how do you have 30?
We have from the Suns. We have that from the Chris Paul trade.
Will that not jump down based off this, or it's just record?
Yeah, it's just as soon as the playoffs are set, like the picks stay. So
interesting.
Yeah, so we'll take 30. So we've got a few picks, and then of course $1 billion in the future.
$1 billion. Your kids are actually potentially going to be future Thunder players. We got
exactly future Thunder legends, my children. So
the chat knows. I think this is the coolest part about being a content creator. they can hear the nervousness, not in being live, in the fact that this is content. This is the Thunder's future. Because at the end of the day, what we do is we're fans and content creators second, which is actually crazy to think about. So as the Knicks went live at 11, my heart sunk a little, but I'm happy for you. We got the
Thank you, man.
4.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it would have been really sad if we dropped to 8.
Yeah, if we both
were at 11.
This
would be the most sad stream right now. Yeah. I mean,
all right. So check in right now. How are you feeling? I know we already said it's a W, but now you've got a 25% chance to be that number 1 pick. You got 75% chance to improve your draft odds. So that's not terrible. How are you feeling? What's your best bet?
Man, right now I'm doing the double leg like bounce under the desk right now that I'm sitting at, like the nerves are hitting.
Yeah.
A1 Sauce was very right. My voice is trembling. I am
Yeah.
probably the definition of terrified. I'm wearing a Shea jersey, John.
Shea Gilgeous.
Maybe it was the Shea jersey. Maybe it was good luck the whole time, Jack.
Bro,
if we get the number one overall
that
pick,
T-shirt, you'd be number 8. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
if I wore the T-shirt, it's 8 and 12. So
okay. All right.
you knew the
Here
whole
we
time.
go. I'm not gonna ruin it now that I
Okay,
definitely have a
back.
horse out. Make sure you sub to Cone's YouTube channel. Sub to us here at Snapback Sports.
Okay.
And Heat Celtics coming up after.
Yeah, right after this.
Game. Yep.
Oh shoot, man. Okay. All right. Just bring him up there. Get him up there already. Okay, he's already up there. He's just chilling. He's hanging out.
Yeah.
All right. All right. No OKC. No OKC. Sacramento, top 3. We got top 3.
You're top 3.
We got top 3. All right. No OKC. No OKC. Top 2. Oh my God, we're top 2. Oh my God, please. No OKC. No OKC, please. 2. I'll take 2. I don't care. I will take 2.
We'll take 2.
100%.
We'll take 2.
Oh God.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
God.
All right. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City
2.
Thunder.
We absolutely
They get the second pick.
2.
The Orlando Magic do end up with the first overall pick. They had those 14% chance first place odds to get it. So shout out to the OKC Thunder. W's in the chat. W's in the chat because we jumped 2 spots in the draft. Now,
got it.
Cone, we know our picks. 2 and 12. Who do you want?
Whew, okay.
And are you accepting Samuel Brooks's trade right now? Poku and the
Poku
number 2 to move up. Yeah.
Never. I would never give up my son Poku. I met him. I would never give him up.
This is why you can't trust Shams. He tweeted out the picks before it even happened.
Bro, I'm shaking.
Let's go. Top 2. That's a dub, right?
Oh, that's a huge win. Like,
okay,
there are some people are gonna be like, oh, we could have gotten number 1. I don't care. Like, also, I want to give a shout out to the Magic. They did one of the most impressive tank jobs I've ever seen at the end of the year. Like, they were finding new ways to lose games, so they deserved it. Ben, you will not get my social security. We didn't get the number 1 overall pick, so it's not happening. If we did, maybe
it was close.
It was close. But God, okay.
Yeah,
so 2.
Get your tweets out if you haven't already.
I tweeted once.
We get the number 2 pick for the Thunder. Now it's time to decide if you were the GM of the OKC Thunder, who are you picking?
So for the Magic, I think I like Paolo best. I think he makes a lot of sense. They've got Wendell Carter at the 5. I think that Paolo, bringing him in, makes a lot of sense. So I think if I had to predict it now, I think Paolo goes 1. I think Chet goes 2 to us. And I think at 12, there are a lot of guys I would like to get there. It really depends on who falls. A guy that I've liked a lot is Jalen Duren. I don't know if he falls that far. I think he's a guy who goes probably top 10. But if he could somehow fall that far, that would be amazing. Dyson Daniels, I like a lot. Benedict Mathurin is another one I like a lot.
Love him.
Yeah, I like his game a lot. I think it would be great. But yeah, man, we did it.
That's a dub. A dub for the Thunder.
God.
Now we've got, Eastern Conference Finals to follow. Definitely not the worst way to
Hey man, it's a good night.
One.
It is a good night. Tom, I can't believe we moved up either. I had completely resigned myself to it not working out. And then so 3 were the Rockets, right? I think I really think like, oh, so I got it. Amazing. Look at me go. Maybe I do know more stats than I thought. But yeah, just like, I think Jabari would work. Like, really, if that's the way it went, Paolo, Chet, and Jabari, I think that's a great fit for all 3 teams. I think Jabari being that jump shooter to put next to KPJ, Jalen Green, I think that makes a lot of sense for them. So, I don't know. We'll see. But second overall pick, man. Second overall pick.
All right. So congratulations to Cone.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
On a top 2 pick. They're going to get their guy. Because of the draft, I think it's a good situation. There's no clear number 1, so can't be upset about that. I think at 4, you're kind of sitting there. I would say top 4 is fine. Like, if I'm Sacramento, I jumped into top 4. I'm not upset, but you're sitting and you get left with that 4th best guy. Now OKC has kind of, the first guy will go, but they'll be able to pick their guy out of the next 3. So huge night for you guys. As for the Knicks, hopefully hopefully like 10 years down the line, you know, how Steph Curry went before the Knicks, every good player ever goes before the Knicks. It'll be some Knick legend and then the OKC pick. So no offense, but hopefully we get that superstar right before you.
Yeah. After this, I can concede. Okay, so they did a mock draft real quick. They had Jabari going 1, Chet 2, Paolo 3. I also think that could work really well. So
that's your guy. That's your guy. Where did the Pacers end up? I know we had Mo in the chat who was big
6.
on the Pacers.
They ended up 6, I
6.
believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were 5. So they did drop a spot. But hey, the Knicks drop 2 spots plus every year. I would actually say, you know, just ending up at our allotted pick is a dub enough for us. Cone, final words before we end this stream. What do you got?
I'd like to thank Nick Collison. He did this. This was his doing. Sam Presti for getting 1 billion picks. And to the 10-day guys on the Thunder roster that lost every game at the end of the year to get us the 2nd overall pick. All of them Thunder legends. There we go.
Amazing.
Also subscribe on YouTube. Go check it out.
Yeah. So sub on YouTube. Cone is amazing. If you're not on his Twitter, follow him on Twitter. I'm just going to pull him up because I haven't been on Twitter during the stream and I want to see what it's like to get a top 2 pick. Remember, people, this is like the Knicks had the chance to get a top 2 pick and it was Zion and Ja. And I love RJ to death, but to be clear, Zion and Ja are different specimens than RJ Barrett. So let's see what we got. Pick 2, let's go. Oh my God, top 4. I mean, there's nothing. Look, come watch my downfall. There was no downfall.
There was no downfall. It was the jinx, the reverse jinx.
The reverse jinx, the R jinx, 61,000 Twitter followers. It's incredible. Follow him there. And you know what, everyone? We will see you hopefully not next year. Because if we're doing a lotto stream, that means we didn't have a great year. So hopefully not. But
yeah,
for
we'll
Jack
see.
Settleman, for 3 Cone.